I'm making a game. It's called At Phoenix Peak, and it's an isometric RPG with a focus on relationships within your party. This game has been swirling around in the back of my brain since high school, and for the past 2 years I've been slowly working towards it. Emphasis on slowly. Since starting my game I have had 3 different jobs, and I am currently working full-time as a support worker. My game started out as a single mountain. I was unwell, so I decided to work on my pixel art. I have been making pixel art as a hobby since I was about 14. The original concept dated back to a black and white tile set I made called Iconic. It was essentially me trying to see the bare minimum I could get away with for creating an RPG. The concept stuck with me, so now I was trying to make it isometric. I really liked the mountains, so I made trees, and then a grid, and then a UI, and eventually I decided this was a project I was going to work on going forward. I've created most of my assets and am now diving into the depths of game engine tutorials and trying to figure out what I'm actually comfortable using, as I have absolutely no programming experience. My last proper attempt at game dev was a basic Scratch dungeon crawler. It's not great, but considering I made this game when I was 15, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, jumping from this to a project like Phoenix Peak is quite a technical jump, and I understand this. However, this project has been ongoing for a while now, and I don't plan to give up. This is another reason for why I'm starting to make videos on my game, as it allows me to explore other creative avenues outside of my project while still remaining focused and maintaining accountability. I'd like to talk about the inspiration for my game, and what I'm hoping to achieve with this. The combat is inspired by an obscure JRPG called The Last Remnant. This game focused on developing a large party with separate unions between them and hoping for the best in combat. I love that the unions are essentially multiple sub-parties with separate leaders and shared HP and MP. I'm not a fan of the lack of control given to each union, as you can't control each party member individually. I'd like to address that in my game by reducing the scope of the party to 9 maximum party members, and with the player being able to have direct control of each party member. For the story, I was actually inspired by Final Fantasy XIII. The game explores complex party dynamics and shows that the party members are not necessarily friends. They will throw each other under the bus if they have to. I'd like to explore the relationships of my party members in a similar way, and give time to each of their dynamics, whether they're positive or negative. For my art style, I was inspired by Into the Breach, Final Fantasy Tactics, and the UI of Final Fantasy I, as well as Internet Explorer. I decided pretty early on that I wanted my game to be entirely point and click, and found that tabs were an excellent way of managing the UI. The isometric look was inspired by Final Fantasy Tactics and Into the Grid. I like the chibi style of the characters of Final Fantasy Tactics, and I also like the modern pixel art aesthetic that Into the Breach features. A couple of key features I'd like to point out include my encounter bar. You can see exactly how far away you are from an encounter. Not all encounters are combat related, mind you. Some of them will involve scenes with your party members interacting with each other. This adds to the main focus I had with my game, which is interactions between the party members and showing the complex dynamics between these people. While it seems that you would be experiencing encounters fairly frequently with the limited size of the encounter bar, each footprint is counted when you move on the board, and as you can see the board is quite small, and as a result it will take a while for you to ultimately build up to an encounter. Day-night cycle. Now, how the hell do you create a day-night cycle in a game that's only black and white? UI, sun on top, it's daytime. Moon on top, it's nighttime and the shops are shut and your party will be nagging you to rest. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. I finally feel like I actually have enough of my game to show to people. It's quite humbling. Unfortunately, while I don't have anything playable at the moment, I'm hoping that by my next video, I will have settled on a game engine and I will be making active progress on my game. I know it's only uphill from here, but I'm looking forward to the challenge.